And good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Morning Mindset edition. I don't know what day we're on. We're season 3, episode 78, July 17th. It is Wednesday. It is a work at Wednesday. Work at Wednesday. That's what we're calling today. Work at Wednesday. Why is that? Today's the day that we work on our business. At least in our mentorship community, we do. We got 4-hour block. We're coming there and work on your business. So I'm excited for that because that's what I got. Now, if it's your first time here or a long time here, let me tell you about it. Today, we're talking SMOKEFEST. We went there yesterday. I'm going to give you my thoughts, reviews, things on it. And I know there are some others that are in here that went, so I want to hear their thoughts on it too. And I could be wrong or not wrong on some of it. But I need to know who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, and what the weather is like in your area. Today, sunny. It is still mess cleanup. I think just about everybody's getting back to power because that storm that came through on Monday night was rocking. Our neighborhood, it's still part of it without power, so they should be back in luck with it. As we were driving up to SMOKEFEST, we went through a couple towns where there was no power. You can tell because there's no power on the lights. No one even flashing lights. It was scary because you got like 6 lanes of traffic and people just crossing everywhere, and it was not fun. But we made it. Everything is fine. For the most part, we survived it unscathed. So there, if you're somebody that's not, our thoughts and prayers are with you. If there's anything we can do to help, let us know. You never know. Then what do we have? What's in our cup today? Celsius Cosmic Vibe. Boom, boom. Celsius Cosmic Vibe. I've got some more flavors of Dubby coming, and so then we'll start. Once I get that in here, then we'll start pushing that a little bit more. And then our 5 things. So our 5 things, wow, we've got a bunch of rush stuff on DTF and UV DTF that we need to get done here today. I've got mock-ups I need to send out. And then the next 3, work on business. Work on business. Those are 3. Work on business. And what does that mean for us today? Today we have an ornament fundraiser store that I am going to get completed during that 4-hour work on your business because that's what I need to do. And I'm there to help anybody else with stuff. I'm going to be uploading some more posts and scripts that I'm using for the spiritware side of things, making sure that stuff is get posted. But now it's on the ornament side, so I need to make sure to build all that out. Now, let's check in and see how everybody is doing and get into the conversation today. Saw Jenny yesterday. Jenny, good morning, 75 there in Northern Indiana. Water in the cup. SMOKEFEST was fun. So we went 2 times. Ooh, tell me more. Why did you go 2 times? Because we left and you were still there. So what happened there? Barb, good morning to you. North Central Minnesota, 57, cloudy, headed to 71. Man, that sounds beautiful. Mid-70s. Water in the bottle, 5 things. Banking, invoicing, mainly work on the business day, right? Wednesday seems to be a great day to work on the business. You have the busyness from the beginning of the week that has died out and the craziness from the end of the week that's going to start up. So Wednesday, I think, is there. Pricing new products. And Barb, hi, Jenny. I'm looking forward to the review. I am too. We're going to see what Jenny and Renee had to say about it. I'll throw my piece in there, and I think overall it should be a good review. What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you. Beth, good morning. North Central Nebraska, where it is sunny, 64 degrees. Water in the cup, working on 5 things yet. You got this. Jerry, good morning to you. Tea in the cup, cloudy, mid-70s in Ohio. And Renee, good morning from not too hot Chicago, right? We're getting past that. Water in the bottle, coffee, getting ready to brew. Now, while that crazy heat is, beyond us, what are we talking about? It can come back. What we're dealing with in our area is flooding. I think, let me look and see latest update. Yesterday, the river was out of its banks when we went down to see it last night because we're only about 2 blocks, I guess a little longer, like 3 blocks off the river. We're not too far up from it. I'm going to look and see where it currently is if it gives it to us. But typical for our river and our location where we are is usually in the 9 to 11. Is that right? 9 to 11 foot? No, usually it's not that high. I'm not 100% sure what typical height is, but categories of flood. At 11 foot, you should take action. At 12 foot is minor flooding. At 13 foot is moderate flooding. 14 foot is major flooding. The record is 16.5 feet. Currently, as it stands right now, we are at 12.42 feet, and it looks like the crest is going to happen Saturday. It looks like Saturday, 14.2 feet. So we're going to have some major flooding. Last night we went there, and it was up it was up higher than the boat launch, so you couldn't even see that. So we said, hey, we'll just swing down every day and see how it looks, because it looks like that hits there, and then by Tuesday, it starts dropping. But hey, we'll see how storms are. Now, in our neighborhood, when we would get flooding like this, and it would back up through the places, we have 3 ways to get into our hood here. 2 of them will be blocked by floodwaters. So we'll see this year, because they did some improvements on it last year to supposedly stop the low-lying area from flooding on the one side. The other side they were working on, and it looked like that might be taken care of too. So if that's the case, hey, we might be in the clear on that. But we could have some crazy flooding coming up, and we'll get some pictures of that. Save some. Did we even save any frogs yesterday? What did we do? We saved some frogs. Kids like doing that when we go down there. So that's what we're dealing with now, is floodwaters. And where were we? And Sarah, turning in from the porch, have a coffee break. 66 and sunny this morning. Yes, because now Sarah has a home office, and she gets to go to work in her PJs, which I don't think is bad at all. And Rena, good morning to you. It's been a minute. It has, Rena. Where have you been hiding out in? You getting over the vid, right? Everything's good. How are things going for you? Coffee in the cup, starting the morning off with cool 63 degrees. Sarah, you deserve more than that coffee. Well, that's at lunch, right? That's at lunch. She agrees. So her 5 things: finish coffee, check emails, follow up with lawyer, store builds and purchasing, find a new place. And like I said, you're at the point where you've done as much as you can personally. It's in the lawyer's hands now, and we just move on from there, right? We just move on. You'll find a new place. You'll find what works, and you're making do with what you have. So I know you got this. Darren, good morning to you. 71 and partly sunny there in Topeka. Kelly, good morning. 75. Water in the cup. 5 things: print stickers, embroider hats, place orders, press shirts, and work on the business. Love that. I love that. Work on the business. Tim from Toledo, got coffee in the cup, slept in some, so a little behind. Hey, you can sleep in, right? I don't see any problem with that. Jeff, good morning to you. Shandra, good morning. That storm hit here in New Hampshire last night. It's coming home from an MRI on my neck. I was 2 miles from my house, and lightning hit directly. Whoa. That's going to be some spooky, scary stuff. Renee, 5 things. Find my mojo. I'm there with you. Find my workspaces, organize existing jobs, mental therapy, follow up on possible jobs. We got a good day right here. And Jenny says, we got a lot of acrylic. It was a good price. The wood is nice quality. However, we can get it from GS2 for a better price. We also got some of the thinner stuff to make some sun catchers. That's one of the things we're going to talk about. Jeff, I have a home office, but sitting in the parking lot waiting for practice to get over. It is 2 a day time, isn't it? George, good morning to you. Got your order, got it in production, homie. We are good, because it was DTF and UV DTF, right? I just want to make sure. I mean, I know the files are named that, but I want to double check. I think I even sent you an email on it. And Tim's 5 things. Biggest things is get these 20 hats embroidered, get brand store knocked out, computer work on business call, and 5, another softball tryout for my little one. Awesome. So see, another working on the business. Perfect. That's what I thought. Was just double checking. All right. So we went to SMOKEFEST yesterday. If you haven't been, I'm going to get the link to it, so you are able to see if it's coming to your area. So we'll put that in there. It is mostly, I think what's the farthest west that they go? Oklahoma. That sounds right. So I'll put the link in the comments. So if you are in YouTube, you'll be able to click on it and do that fun stuff and see from there. There you go. That's this, and we'll put that in there, so you can go to smokyhilldesigns.com/pages/smokefest tour. And so what it is it's basically it's not a show so much as a traveling sale. So just about everything that's in there on their website is in a container, not a container, in a semi-trailer. They set up some tents, and then they go to town, and they have it all set up there. And you're able to touch, feel, see, do all the things that can be done on that. All flat goods, So, you've got that for it. Um, Acrylic flex. What's the flex stuff called? I know I got some of it. MDF, tons of different types of woods. And overall, I had a really good experience there. We had to dip way earlier than what we planned on because due to that power outage yesterday, it really threw off what we had in store for the kids while we were gone. We brought one with us. One was going to go to a friend's house. They still didn't have power. It became a big old cluster. So we ended up checking out early to go from there. But we did drop $200 on stuff, and there was people that had thousands in their carts, and it was just crazy to see. So which way do we want to start with this? Do you want to start with things I liked about it or things I disliked about it, or do we do it shit sandwich style? Where you give a piece of bread, which is the good. You talk about the shit part, which is in the middle, and then you finish it with good shit sandwich style. So you tell me which way you want to talk about it. We will come back in here and look in the comments. Rena said, let me know the outcome of finding the mojo. Ugh, that's a major summer struggle. And Rena, you have a home office, right? Or property on site. So for me, that is one of the harder things in the summer because there's no school for the kids. There's always something going on every weekend. Like we looked at it where we don't have a free weekend until after Labor Day. There is something going on that we have every weekend. So trying to get stuff planned out, trying to do stuff. Like this weekend is Hudson's birthday, so we've got that going on. And then next weekend there's a summer party. The following weekend is golf cart poker run, and then school starts back up that following week. So yeah, it's just crazy. When they're in summer and throw in everything else that comes along with it. I find that I get my best work done early in the morning. So if I can get in here between 5 and 6, and then I don't feel so bad dipping out 2 or 3, and it just means dipping out of production. Now I can still do stuff on the laptop, do things there. But there's still days that, it's 12, 14-hour day, and it's like awesome. Or I'm on the phone with one of you, and, we have, a 10-minute conversation that lasts 3 hours. That's kind of how it works for it. Flex. That's what it's called. Flex. Let's see. And Renee said, right. And this was to the mojo. And Rena and Renee, I need some of that when you find it. Just a vacation, right? Vacation. I'm at least close enough to come hug you. That is true. Jenny said, talking about making my butt pucker. The twister touched and I couldn't see anything. Oh, almost thought I would end up in a ditch or a tree would be in the road. I would total my new car. That is not good at all. Brian, good morning. Mountain Dew, 75 headed to 85 with 1,000% humidity. Welcome to the Midwest, right? That's what I said. Welcome to the Midwest. And Darren Chambers let me know she sent you an email on Monday. That was about the plasma table that I'm not buying. Just saying. Yep, home studio on the property. Can't use kiddos as an excuse anymore, but the pool is always called. All right. You know how you don't do that? You just don't open your pool. I didn't open my pool this year. Didn't. And I think that's because we're probably going to move it. And didn't open my pool. It's very nice. I didn't say it was just you. There's others that it happens to as well. But all right, let's go shit sandwich style, right? So the good parts that I liked about it, I thought it was laid out pretty well. Where you had your rows of your things, you knew what products you were after because it was labeled. They had price sheets everywhere, so you knew what you were going to pay for things. Some of the things that you didn't know what they were, you just had to ask. So they were super receptive to that. It was a great interaction with it. I was able to see a lot of things that I just missed on their website of it. So that's where it was like, oh, okay, that's what that is. That's what that looks like. Now it makes sense to me. They had one of the things that I really liked was that they had, let's see if I can show it on here without this thing spinning. Of course it's going to spin. So we'll do it. But they have the template maker. So you can put stuff in there to see what it's actually going to look like. So that to me was awesome part of it because, sometimes you just can't picture it. You can see these patterns, but what can I do with that? How can I use that? So being able to use that was a really cool part of it. And something that made me think, oh, I should probably do one of those just as a template for the stuff we use. That way, hey, how's this looking at? So it was a great idea to be able to use for it. I think it was something that that makes this part of your head easier to deal with, because you're like, oh, okay, now I can see, I can visualize for it. Um, there was a lot of people there. They did get started a little late because, setting up, they set up later because of the storm, so no issues with it. Now let's get into some of the stuff that I did not care for it. I wish it was organized a little better, because especially on the flex, it was just everywhere. I wish it was organized by, a theme or a color or a style, or something, because, in order really to see stuff, you had to basically flip through one by one by one by one by one. And so, as you look down the aisle and there is somebody at every box, you're just kind of stuck when you're done with your box and you're waiting for one to open up so you can go check that one just to see, because you're not really sure, unless you know what you want. Even then, you don't know where to look for it. So you're going piece by piece by piece by piece. And then you get, 2 boxes over, and that has a lot of the repeats from the first one. So it was a big time waste on that. I wish there was a little more organization, where it was, cataloged better, either by theme, by color, by something, so it was easy to go. Like, hey, here's all the sports stuff that we have. Hey, here's all the landscape stuff we have. Here's all the abstract. Here's all the, it would just make it easier that way. Something else I learned is that my life sucks without a CO laser, and so I need to get one, because being able to see so many amazing products that I couldn't use because we have a diode laser. So that was kind of, a kick in the sack, where it's like, oh, because there wasn't a huge selection for the diode stuff, which I understand. That's just how diodes work. But when you can see, when you see so much of the other cool stuff, you're like, yeah, I just need to go ahead and get a different laser. So there's that, right? Just go get a different laser to make that work. But even on some of the something else, there were like a lot of the stuff that had, like a core setting, a core, 2 different colors, 3 different colors, whatever it was with it. Wish there was some pieces, just samples of it, so you could see what it looked like, because I was talking with somebody who shall remain nameless, but they got some of the coded stuff, and then they ran some testing on it, and it didn't really turn out the way that they thought it should, or they thought that it would, because of just the fine line and things with it. So it was like, you still, there's a little more extra step to it, show some patterns, which I understand. You've got all of this stuff there, so to have each one of those could be a giant pain. But if you were to keep everything the same in the boxes, catalog that way, and on the front of the box, here's the stuff that's in here. Here's what it, especially on the stuff that is layered. Here's what it looks like cut, so you can actually see it. That would help out with it. Some of the pricing was really good. Some of it was okay, and some of it was because you could get the same stuff on, as Jenny pointed out, from GS2, and with GS2 they have free shipping over $100, I believe, right, Jenny? Jenny will tell me for sure. But so there's that, where some of the stuff you need, it's right in the ballpark of pricing, and you get it there. So I think their main thing is going to be that flex, and then the UV printed stuff, because it's there. Some of the other stuff, your wood, your acrylic. I didn't even see like a whole bunch of just like solid acrylic. I don't know if I missed it, but like black acrylic, I didn't see it. So so those are all really minor things. Like, did that ruin the experience? Did that ruin that? No, because it was able to see all the stuff, talk to people, get some new ideas on things, and that's part of the fun. Brian says right here, it reminded me of the old records or comic book stores at the garage sale. Mom doesn't sort any of the son's books and just throws them in the box. Yeah, as you go through and you look for those hidden gems that you have with it, you look and see what you can find with it. So the experience with it is good there. But as somebody who I like somewhat of an order, to be able to know, hey, for this, I can go here and it's right here. Not just, it's somewhere in there, somewhere in there, somewhere in there. And when you're talking 80 foot of somewhere in there, it got there. And, getting stressed out on time wise of what we were doing. It was a little, then it was like, okay, we got to go on stuff. So we did get, a lot of fun stuff to be able to test out and try. But to actually go through and check every box for everything, did not have the time to do that. So, there's probably things that I missed in it. On the back end of it, super nice, super friendly, super informative. If you had a question, they'd answer it for you, no problem. Help you out as much as they could. And if they couldn't, and there was somebody there that would help, everybody was pitching in for it. So I love that. I love the service behind it. The information that was provided, how things were done. Really, really top notch on that. So they were, really good at that. Overall, would I go to it again? Absolutely. Would I recommend you go to it? Absolutely. If there's one close to you and you do lasers, do anything laser, go check it out. Because just being able to see, feel, touch the things is so much better than seeing things on the website. One of the things that I did notice, and this could be, one of the things where I don't know if anybody else paid attention to this, and since I haven't ordered from them, I need to know somebody who's ordered from them as well. Yes, we are saving on shipping when we're buying on site, but when we're ordering online, most places, and I could be wrong with them, but most places you don't get charged tax. But because you're buying on site, you're getting charged tax. So that does offset the cost of things, right? If you've got, $200 in stuff and it's an extra $16 in taxes, well, is it really stuff that's on sale? So, there's some things to think about when it gets in there with it. Let's check and see. So let me know, Renee. I know you were there. Jenny, you were there. Let me know what pluses, minuses. Let me know what I'm thinking. What I'm thinking about. Let's see, Aaron, if that makes sense to it. Azzy, good morning to you. In SoCal, the pool is always open. I got something in my eye. I don't know what it is. I think I didn't sleep well last night. Oh yeah, you're in SoCal, so the pool's always open. Well, you got that for you, right? That is the price of living, in gorgeous land, right? Chandra, that sounds awful. Glad you're okay. From Jerry. Darren says, Chandra, I didn't see it. I'll go to shop. Lightning hit my station a couple weeks ago while I was on duty, and I think they finally got most of the things booked. Woo! We got Brian on there. Jenny said, yes, free shipping over 100 at GS2 Awards. And they said they had white, which you can sub on, black and clear in 16th and 18th. See, I missed that. I missed the black because the clear, we can't do anything with the clear because of the diode. And white, white's one where I don't know if I would sub on it because of the process to do it. I think I would probably just do UVDTF and go that way with it. So we'll go back and forth with it. Jerry says, sounds like everything I know nothing about. Good place for me not to be. Jerry, you would have a ball there. Oh, Rena has a good question. What can't you do on the diode that you can on a CO? Clear. Can't cut clear, can't cut blue. That's the big things, is the diode cannot cut clear and it cannot cut blue. So those are the big issue, the biggest issues with it. Take those two out of it there. And there's some other acrylics that it can have issues with. And that's the biggest thing, is like on the clear side of it, because they and mirror, right? The mirror, the clear and the mirror, those the two clear, mirror, blue. Those are the three biggest things, I believe. So Brian's been messing with the diodes a little bit longer than I have, so I'm sure he will be able to chime in on there. But that is the biggest thing, is that not being able to cut the clear on it. So I've got a K40 right there, but to upgrade it to be able to use light burn for it, I'm spend about $500. I can just buy another one for $500 and call it good with that. And Jenny said they were so nice. Kitty wanted to see the dog, and he brought him out for us to see. Yeah, and they were super nice. It was really, a great atmosphere. And that's why I say I would highly recommend it. My biggest part was not having the time that I needed to go through every box like we're at a record store. and not having the CO to play with so much of the fun, cool things that was there. Jeff brings up another point: saving on shipping, but cost in gas driving there. Yeah, so we had a 3-hour drive. If gas to fill up is $80, we spent $40, probably 45. It was half tank of gas to go up there, half tank gas to get back. We stopped for 2 bathroom breaks, which means, here's a bunch of trash we didn't need from a gas station, and then, lunch. So you go for the experience. If it's in your area, I would go. If you're going to plan on meeting up with people, I would go. But you really have to do it, because that's the other thing to factor in it. And because it's at a retail thing, I didn't even think, here's tax ID, here's this, but because it's a product sold there, it's a great question. And I didn't even think of asking that, because here's the thing is I thought I did not bring my wallet with me, and I was legit freaking out. I just happened to put it in a different pocket in my bag, and it's a through pocket that goes through. And so I was like, that's where I thought. No, I put it in the front pocket. So Corey went ahead and used that. And then I didn't think anything of it. And then it wasn't after the fact when I saw driving home, I saw the tax on there. So good thing. They said if you would have emailed them our tax exempt before the show, then we wouldn't have to pay sales tax. See, good to know. Email them beforehand, then you wouldn't have to do it. That makes sense, Jenny. There. I have an account being tax exempt sent out with them, so I did not get charged tax. And see, I did not, because I hadn't ordered anything from before, because I think I just found them a couple weeks ago. So good to know. There it is. I was thinking the same thing, Jerry. Someone said they cut the clear by putting white tape under it. I have seen people cut clear sometimes, and the biggest thing is the off the back of it, what you have there, because of how that interacts, is that back end can get wonked up. So it was one of those. Yep, I guess you need a CO. I'm working on it. I've got one, but I'm working on. I need to make space for it. I'm waiting for somebody just to send me one. Just send me one, folks, and then I'll, we'll go ahead and promote it, and we'll use it. We'll go from there. 30 sheets of 1/16 inch wood is $150. $35 is shipping and handling. So, math there. What's that at? She has 2. Do they have that right there? Because, hey, that's free shipping on that side of it. And look, Jerry is saying, you are so smart, Renee. She is. She is a pretty smart cookie. Jerry's being tax irritates me for some reason. Because it's taxes. Everybody's irritated by taxes. Now, with that, so I said Renee was there. Renee, what are your thoughts, impressions? What was your takeaways from it? Jenny, why did you go back twice? Tell me what your thoughts, scenes. I mean, am I wrong in being like, hey, I wish this was a little more organized so I could find stuff, because it was tough to go through and like, okay, is this here, not here? Where do I look for the stuff? Like, where's the library and the card catalog, and where's the M through Z type section that I need to look at and see, and patterns and that. So it felt like I was looking at the inside of my brain. Everything was there that I needed, but it was just everywhere. So where could I find it, and what I need to do for it? So it was definitely an interesting experience. I would do it again. So what company was this, or was it several? It was Smoky Hill Designs. I will put the link to their tour in here. They're not coming out west from you, but you can go there and you can see everything else that they have. And they do, they've got a ton of fun, cool stuff that I can't use because it's on the acrylic side of things. Not on the acrylic side. It's on like the clear acrylic, the patterned acrylic. That's the big thing. I'll put in the link. Smoky Hill Designs. I'll just put in the actual whatever it is there for it. Ta-da! For it. And Jenny said, we went to lunch and saw the yellow that engraves to red, and we missed it. So after lunch, we went back and she showed us where it was. See, and that was the thing, is that you miss some things where, because I missed that. because I would have wanted to see that, because that right there leads me softball earrings. That's what I go with, softball. Um, let's see. Uh, there, yep, just one. There it is. There's the links for you in there. You don't see 16th inch wood on GS2. What about what's Amazon got for you on that? Renee said, I was sad they didn't have any more peel and stick. Agree that it would have been nice to have it all organized, but they all have 3 people. And but all that they have are the 3 people that are there, and they would have to go back through every box at the end of every day. Angela said they have not been home in 6 weeks. Not my fault. Like, listen, I get it. Here's only this, but we got to remember, you are now a traveling business. You're going to get better on each show, but these are things that would help the customer. And if you have it cataloged from the get-go, then when you restock, you just restock it right in the same spot. Right? And that was the other thing. They were out of a decent amount of things, and it was because of the storm. Things didn't show up. So that's why I didn't even mention that. A lot of stuff because of the storm, shipping got halted in places. Things didn't make it, so that just happens. Welcome to the Midwest, where storms affect everybody everywhere. So that I won't there, but yeah, there were things that were missing. There's things that weren't there for it. I just like it a little more organized. It was there, because that's the thing. You know, you're only there for a day. You know, you're going to the next stop. You're doing that, so you know. Like, if here's the other thing, if it's unorganized like that, then how do you even know what to order? Like, how do you know hey, we need to restock on this? I don't know, because it's come through. I just don't know. So would like to see it a little there. Well, see there you go. I have ordered from them. They have amazing stuff. Well, now you know. Now you go. Renee, what about 3M adhesive that you can apply? I know it's another step. There we go. I changed everything to 1/8 inch, and GS2 is cheaper. So see, GS2 is cheaper on your solid products, and that's what I was looking last night, finding as well, is that we're cheaper or really comparable with it, and the free shipping definitely helps with it. The other thing too is, I said their bread and butter is that peel and stick, the flex, the things like that. So definitely there. Oh, it's the thrill of the hunt. It did allow for making new friends by helping others find what they wanted. I'm not a thrill of a hunt. Like, Renee had like a spreadsheet list of it. Now, if that spreadsheet list could be like, here's box 7, row 3, that just makes your panties wet, right? I can go here with my list, and here's where the stuff is for it. Thrill of the hunt, yes, but that's also why people are there for hours on end, because you're searching for things. So let's talk that side of it too. If I'm going through it, I'm searching for things, and our time is money, and we're going through this, and we're there for 2 hours looking through stuff when it could have been an hour for it. How much labor time did we spend on that? So when you really get in the numbers for it, not cost effective at all. Not at all. Going to a show, doing it there, sure. Yeah. And Jenny says we do 1/8 and 1/4 inch from a GS2. And that's the thing. GS2 doesn't have the Fun Flex, but that Fun Flex is way lighter, so the shipping shouldn't be as much right there. I'm going to walk in, pick up. I'm going to walk in, pick up what I want, pay, walk out. And for the most part, I am too. Because I think it was by the time I got like the 3rd box, and I'd seen stuff that was in the 2nd box and the 1st box again, I'm like, I'm over this. Like, I had to go through each one, and I needed gloves or something, because you're cutting, it's cutting and slicing your thing, it just here, and you're just going through, and yeah. Thrill of the hunt, I get, but just let me get what I want, and then I know if it's on order or not. That's it. Take that out of it, and that's why different people have different experiences. Some love it. Me, I'm just like, come on, I just want to get in there, and I don't mind looking at it. Everything was a complete bust for me on time wise, and that really factored into it. So it made it a little more not is fun. But overall, if it's in your area, 100% recommend going. Just know you're gonna have to do some searching. It's like egg hunts. You're gonna figure out what you want and what you need to do there, and go in there with an open mind, because you never know what you're gonna see with it. A dimensional weight, that's such a bullshit. It's such trash. Such trash. At Rena, I do use a 3M on several things. They offer a Flex as a sticker sheet, which is great because you can apply it over solid acrylic. More options for less money. That is true, because you're able to use that, you're able to use that clear Flex and put it on blue, black, red, whatever you want. Way, way more instead of just printing on it. So I'm down with that. All right. I've got like 23 minutes to get ready for our mentorship call. That is starting at 9:30. In between that time, I've got more than 23 minutes worth of work to get done. And on top of that, we also have our work on your business call today from 11 to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you want to join us, patreon.com/fatdadmc. All those calls will be starting up shortly today. We'll be back Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Sounds like I would buy a lot of pretty sheets that I don't need. You would, Rena. You'd love it. You would love it. They said many of their overseas customers order the peel and stick and then get their acrylic locally to save money. That totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. All right. With that, we'll be back Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Until next time, you guys have an amazing day. Peace, love, press on. We will see you guys then.